What's up, everybody? I'm bringing you another gear review. This is the Stone Glacier SkyAir ULT. This is a tarp, this is a tent, this is anything you want it to be, because that's the awesome thing about this product is it is modular. You can buy just the tarp for $165. You can buy the mesh liner that goes with it for $125. You can add a vestibule on the outside of it, or you can get rid of the mesh liner and just run the floor print, which is $70. So you're looking at like a $350 investment for this SkyAir ULT, but you can run it as a tarp, you can run it as a tent, you can run it with or without a vestibule, you can add a floor print to it. It's just super versatile, and that's why I went with this instead of something else. Also, knowing the hunts that I want to take and what I want to do also geared me to why I chose this over some other tents, or maybe a dome tent or a dedicated tent. So first and foremost, I want to do more backpacking. I want to get out there in the woods. I want to carry camp with me, and I don't want to be limited. So I went with this tarp tent mesh combo. This is the tarp, the mesh, and the vestibule all in here. And this combo right here weighs like 1 pound 1 ounces, or no, 1 pound 11 ounces. I think that is with the stakes. These are the stakes. Stone Glacier sends you just enough stakes for this tent, and these are what you get. It's kind of like just a cheap stake. I have and had some MSR mini groundhog stakes to go with it. To stake or to pitch this tent, you need to have trekking poles. These are the trekking poles I've had. I've had these for 2 years now. These are the Sissy Sticks Backcountry Elites. It was a top version you could get of them when they have them. So these are the ones I have. These work great. These weigh another 1 pound, I think 1 pound 1 ounce, 1 pound 2 ounces maybe total. So total weight with all of this combined, you're looking at 2 pounds 13 ounces, which for a sleep tent shelter I feel like is very lightweight, but it is also modular. I can get lighter if I want to by taking the mesh liner out of here and just running it as a tarp. Me personally, I don't think I would sleep well without the mesh. The creepy crawlies, the spiders, the bugs, I just can't. That's not me right now. Maybe in a few years after I've done this longer, maybe then the tarp thing will be the way to go. I'm sure it's all climate and region specific, but where I want to use this, I'd just rather have it. The weight penalty is not a lot. You lose maybe a little bit of perceived room on the inside because the mesh is on the inside of the tarp. But in all reality, it's not worth it for me. I'm going to run the mesh. So let's go outside, let's set this thing up, and I'm going to show you guys what this thing looks like. I'm going to put my pad, my sleeping bag in here and kind of lay in there and give you a good idea of how big it actually is. It was smaller than I thought, but it was also bigger than I thought. Alright, so this is the tent fully set up. This is the configuration that I have it bought in, which is the tarp, the vestibule, and then on the inside I have the mesh liner. I'm going to take you guys inside and show you what I like and don't like particularly about this tarp tent. Like I said, I do love the modularity of it where I have options, but I think depending on what you want to do, there's other options you can take. To get in and out of this tent, what I found to be the easiest for me, at least on my experience, was I take one of these guy lines, I loosen it up, unhook it, unclip the vestibule from the side, and it does have a tab so you can roll this up and keep it out of the way. So that makes a clear opening in and out. Let's go inside. As you guys can see from here, it is a little dirty, but I do have a decent amount of room in here. I probably got a good, I don't know, enough where I can extend my arm behind my head, I guess, and reach my headlamp. That's where I had it hooked up. But yeah, I had room. Like I said, I put my boots over here, and I just kept my miscellaneous stuff kind of lined up on this side. But let's zip it up. But yeah, I will put my feet all the way at the end. They're just barely touching the mesh. And I probably got a good, I don't know, what is that? 10 inches, a foot from the end. So stacking my pillow and stuff up, I had plenty of room. But yeah, man, I really like the tent. I like how it's modular, where I can run it with the mesh, or I can run it with just the tarp. So it gives me options on what I want to do and to find a tent that fits my needs. So let's take it back down, let's head back inside and go over the final review of this tent. All right, let's keep it brief. The pros, I really like this. It is lightweight, it is modular, so I have options. I like having options, especially with my gear. And it was easy to set up. It sleeps well. It's got enough room for sleeping, and that's about it. The cons, the things that I don't really particularly like, maybe it's not even the tent, it's just like the style of tent or the tarp, because this is new to me, is getting out. Like getting in and out of the tent, I don't like getting in and out north to south. I would much rather have a tent that has a side zip and go in, but I know you're not gonna get that with a tarp. You're very limited on how you can get in and out. So, but if I were to purchase a dome tent, I like the east to west getting in instead of north to south. I feel like you can stay cleaner in there. It's easier to set your gear up. It's easier to get things if they get pushed to one side or the other. But, so that is I wouldn't even say it's a con, it's just like a dislike. This again is the Stone Glacier SkyAir ULT. Great backpack option, guys. So until next time, I'm Jeff Cordero. If you like this video, hit the like button down below, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel.